Welcome back, guys. Today, this is a kind of showcase of what you can build, what you can do with the new, um, 2014, 20W14 Infinity Snapshot. This is kind of, we'll be going over every block and kind of their uses. The Obsidian, the swaggiest stairs ever, are, an interesting one because they have such a dark texture, or netherite does, really quite industrial. I feel like this would probably work in a very industrial mega base. It's all I use the lanterns the sea lanterns to kind of light it up. Here's a very simple pillar. This doesn't use a lot. It's probably the most simple design. And here's another one. Here's another tunnel one. This is a respawn anchor down all the way, and some, what is it, smithing tables. I use swaggiest stairs ever to kind of create some detail. Then I use this to bring highlights down to there. Similarly, instead of using the smithing table, you could use this respawn anchor on the floor. And I wouldn't suggest this because I don't think it looks appealing. Next, you've got a very basic enchanting table, enchanting place. I used the block of netherite and the swaggiest stairs ever to create kind of a almost like a summoning thing. Pillars, this has just some simple obsidian, and then I used flint and steel on it. This has, to add texture to it, it has the box of infinite books. The box of infinite books is really quite interesting because instead where before all textures, all oak textures were just directional, were one direction, and that was what is that? You know what? I'm not gonna find it because I can't do that. But now we can kind of mix and match them, so that way they're kind of back and forth. This creates almost a jungly type vibe. Before, where as you can see before, as before, there's some box of infinite books in there to give the shelves some texture. I wouldn't suggest just having it empty. It looks quite boring. And anyway, who likes to see just a repeated texture over and over again? This just goes into a very simple, into just a dimension. Oh. Okay, I wouldn't suggest going that. I use the netherite stairs to create kind of a step up. Oh, I came out the other side. I put that there. The cursor I really quite struggled with at first, but I ended up finding out uses. I mean, like, this is a oh god, that was, I'm sorry, that was awful reaction. But you know, something silly like this, haha, haha. Never say less. Anyway, this can also be used as a very simple interface, almost like a spaceship. This is awful spaceship, but you get the idea. This is also another one, better form. You can flick levers. You can see buttons. This also can be used with in conjunction with normal item frames, but it doesn't look as good, so I wouldn't suggest it. You've also got going back and going there, textures, and you can do some fairly interesting things. Like, look at that. It's not too interesting, but it's worth mentioning. Got that. You can also make appearing and disappearing letters, maybe for like a billboard or something. But the one, you can use a very basic stoplight. One of the other things you can do is create a stoplight. This is kind of a road. You can just ride in it. It doesn't go anywhere, but still. You can see the idea of using cursor blocks as kind of a go green as a green light. It's a very simple anvil and then some netherite brick fence over, and this is just yellow concrete and black concrete. As you can see, this is all the uses for or not all, but some very good uses for the new blocks that 20W 14 Infinity Snapshot is out, and there's some fairly interesting building concepts and building ideas that you can gather from this. I do hope that they add some form or something like Swaggiest Stairs Ever. And oh boy, did they deliver. Add a new odd facing or able to odd face kind of texture so you can make this very interesting one. I also forgot to mention this is crying obsidian. I don't know who said what to it, but it's crying. Cobweb. Yeah. This has been me, Olive Boy. I'm out.